Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I want to do today's video justice, so I broke out the random Scooby-Doo dog minifigure I have from Lego. I don't even know where it came from, but yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to talk about Scooby-Doo, the first one, just directed by Raja Gosnell, with a screenplay written by James Gunn. You know James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, that guy. He'll also be doing the Suicide Squad later next year, I believe. So this 2002 adventure mystery stars Neil Fanning voicing Scooby-Doo. I miss Frank Welker's voice in this, but Neil Fanning does a Neil Fanning. I don't know why I said Flanning. I thought it was Fanning. Oh well. Neil Fanning does a great job, at least. Linda Cardellini as Velma, the wonderful Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred, Isla Fisher as Mary Jane, Rowan Atkinson as Montevarius, Sam Greco as Zarkos, and Miguel A. Nunez Jr. as Voodoo Maestro. Has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I get it. I get it. I get the very low score, but it's still good. A budget though, the budget was $84 million. It made $275.7 million. That's not a lot. It's actually not good at all. Let me see if I can pull up my calculator on this. There we go, calculator. All right. So for a movie to do or be successful at the box office, it has to double its budget. Okay, it actually did double it, so it doubled it and made, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to remember all those numbers. So the movie did double its budget. Okay, so it was successful, but not by much. I remember watching this as a kid, but I didn't like this one as much as the second one. I really liked the second one. Well, this has a very normal plot from the TV show. They get called to a mystery, search for clues, plan a trap. Each of them pretty much get kidnapped at one point, and then they catch the monster and then unmask him or her. And it's always the first person they assume. Old Man Jenkins. Yeah. That's pretty much what happens here. The group gets called to Spooky Island after being broken up for about 2 years, and gets to work solving a mystery involving adults who turn robot-like. They're under some sort of spell, or so they think. Really what happened is some giant CGI gross things ate their soul, and now live inside of them. Ew, I don't know how I feel about that. They investigate for a while, which, if you're not a big fan of the TV show, then I kind of get why you might not like this. There's a lot of investigation. It's a mystery. There's going to be, if you're not a mystery movie person, then, you know, you probably think to yourself, this is boring. I don't want to watch this anymore. Keep watching it. It's worth it. So it drags the pacing down, but at least there's some solid set pieces. Funny moments, including the farting Shaggy and Scooby. Yeah, they sunk to that level. They had to. I get it. It's a kids movie, but it's not. It's okay. It's a kids property made into a movie for adults. There's a lot of sexualized behavior. Fred at one point says to Velma, "Nerdy chicks like you turn me on too." Obviously, Linda Cardellini and Sarah Michelle Gellar's breasts are in the forefront. Sorry, Scooby. Not to mention something else we'll talk about. Not saying that any of that is bad. It's not, and I don't mean that in a creepy way. I mean that as, you know, it's a property for kids that those kids are now grown up. So now they're adults. They want to watch more adult material. I get it. So The action sequences that are involved in this kind of investigative time period, they also help fill the runtime. It comes down to a secret cave, a MacGuffin, and a spiritual voodoo mumbo-jumbo that makes sense in no way, but is entertaining. Scrappy-Doo is apparently really Rowan Atkinson in disguise. What he did is he kidnaps Mondavarius, hides him in the cave in a deep, darker version, and then goes inside of a robot version of him and becomes Mondavarius and lures the Scooby gang to get revenge on the way they treated him. If you didn't watch the movie, basically what happened was they got annoyed with Scrappy and threw him out of the car. I'd do the same thing. He's the most obnoxious character ever created. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun though. I kind of get the plot. It's entertaining. It's fun, but it's also bonkers. The acting is great, not the side characters, but the main cast is great. Matthew Lillard is a treasure, and all the memes circulating need to remember, he wasn't using his full power. Don't challenge him. The CGI it's bad. I'm just gonna say it's bad. Scooby looks okay. He's not terrible to look at. I really enjoy the scene where he's dressed up as Grandma, and he got his big ass snout. And he sits next to Fred and goes, "Huh," and then he starts sniffing for the cat, and I can't even get it out without laughing. So Fred says to, I think he was sitting next to Velma, if you want a dog to stop acting up, you flick it in the nose to assert dominance. You flick Scooby in the nose. Scooby just decks him. He's just like, "Rrr." I laughed my ass off at that scene. I don't know why. It's very child and immature behavior, but I laughed at it. I enjoyed it. The monsters, on the other hand, are very difficult to look at. Very ugly, very grotesque. Scrappy-Doo, on the other hand, he looks pretty dumb. I won't say it's bad, but it's pretty dumb. Especially when he turns into a hulking madman. It's so early 2000s CG, it's just hard to look at. I really enjoy all of the original compositions they put together for the film, but the soundtrack as a whole is amazing. Grow Up by Simple Plan is an absolute banger, and it always will be no matter what. Hi, Kitty. The not-so-subtle jokes, though, about Shaggy and Scooby being stoners are pretty right up front, obviously. The smoke from their food coming out of the top of the mystery machine. Mary Jane's name, which Shaggy says is like his favorite name. And their munchies, of course, all funny. We get it, they're stoners. But none of the movies ever mention the fact that Shaggy, oh hello, was once the all-star diver on the swim team. Would you like to say hi to the world? Say hi. This is Kitty. Just kidding, that's not her name, but I didn't name her, so I'm not going to use her name. Her real name is Princess Mustache. Come here. Come here. See, look, she's got a little mustache. Oh, you kicked Scooby back. That was mean. Let's get you back in the frame. Anywho, they never mention that. He is the all-star diver on the swim team, and they're just like, yeah. It's in the first episode of the original series. Watch it, and you will not be disappointed. I love this movie, but oh my god, it's dated hard, guys. The outfits for the teens on the island, they're very early 2000s, like spiked up hair, black vests that are made of jeans, cargo shorts, chains, piercings, and all the wacky 2000s punk stereotypes. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Bad CG mixed with some rough from the background characters acting, mixed with a unique plot, great main cast, solid soundtrack. It really is a great movie, but there's some issues that I cannot dignify a 10 out of 10 for. This is not a popularity contest. There are issues with it. Side note, Does anyone remember the show Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, or am I the only one? I've been trying to find it, and I don't want to pay full price for it. I thought I found it on YouTube. I was very sadly mistaken. If you remember that show, please let me know down in the comments section, or if you even know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow we're going to talk about risky business. Before we do that, though, I do want to show off some stuff. Went to the store today. As you know, I'm doing the X-Men franchise. Can't do X-Men without X-Men Dark Phoenix. I know, not the greatest, but hey, it's part of the franchise. We got to deal with it. It's like the Last Jedi of X-Men movies. It's bad, but I've heard some people say good things about it. Next up, Top Gun. Risky Business is a Tom Cruise movie. I want to start getting more into Tom Cruise. I haven't watched any of his movies since I last watched the Mission Impossible films, like 6 years ago, and I can't even tell you when the last time I watched Risky Business was. Maybe like 4 years ago, I don't know. But when I watched it, I probably fell asleep because I don't remember anything from it. Top Gun, I've never seen, and we've got the new one coming out at some point. I don't know any dates, so I'm just going to say at some point. I'm excited for it. Next up, a movie that's been requested, but I didn't own, and then I found it for $5 at Walmart. Gremlins. A friend of mine wanted me to do this, so I said, well, if I find it for the right price. And we were walking through Target. He was like, there. I said, that's 4K. That's like $30. He goes, oh. $5. I'll take it. And finally, the movie I was most impressed with of 2020, and probably my favorite of 2020 so far, well, it is The Invisible Man. I have it on digital, but I really like this movie, and I want to see it take this dark universe places. I want to see Blumhouse do more new things like this. I'll give the studio my money. I don't care. It's my money. And sadly, I was going to buy a Nintendo Switch, but you know, they're kind of sold out everywhere and anywhere you look. And I'm not paying like $600 on Amazon. So, I'm going to talk about Risky Business tomorrow. I do have to say there might not be a video Saturday unless I can record it Friday. But that would require me to watch Saw at like 10 a.m. We're going out of town. So I can't 100% say there's going to be a video on Saturday or not. If there is, then great. If there's not, I'm sorry, but I did work out next week's schedule. It looks like it's going to be, I don't even remember. I think it's like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Wednesday I'm going to do Scooby-Doo 2. And then for a while it's just going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Trying to cut back a little bit, kind of getting burnt out and tired. So we don't want to see that. Plus, I'm going to be going back to work in July, so it's going to be a little difficult to do stuff, plus school and work. So got to cut back a little bit. And that'll give me some time to maybe throw out some extra reviews, maybe put a little more time into the videos instead of just rushing them out like I am. I'd rather go for quality over quantity, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to start at the end of this week will be the last everyday video. Plus, I'm doing the X-Men franchise, the Batman movies, and Saw, and I want to do Saw justice. Still haven't seen it, but I've heard great things about it, and I've seen plenty and plenty of kill counts for them. So we're excited about that. So until tomorrow with Risky Business, I'm Luke, and I will see you guys later. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed what you just watched. If you're interested in more of my videos, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notifications every time I upload a video. And also, if you could, just leave a like down below and maybe even consider commenting and telling me things I did good, things I did bad.